I was dancing with my father, who was my teacher of dancing, and his father taught him. I was third generation. And the time I was 13, I was dancing professionally, for a living.
Rita Hayworth's life was nothing short of a spectacle. An intricate dance of beauty, fame, and unrelenting sacrifice. Born into a world of immense expectations, she was pushed into the limelight before most children even understood what it meant to dream. The world saw a glamorous goddess, an embodiment of grace and allure, but few knew the painful journey she endured behind the scenes. Her story is one of triumph over adversity, yet also one of heartbreak and resilience in the face of overwhelming pressure. From the early days of her childhood, where she was deprived of innocence in favor of relentless performances, to the dazzling stardom she achieved in Hollywood, Rita's journey was shaped by the weight of others' dreams for her. Her beauty, which became iconic, was more than just a gift. It was the culmination of years of sacrifice and hard work. Yet, despite the personal turmoil and emotional scars, Rita never gave up. She rose above it all to become a symbol of strength, capturing hearts and minds with every role she played. Her legacy lives on, not only in the unforgettable roles she graced on screen, but in the enduring inspiration she continues to provide. Rita Hayworth's story reminds us that even in the face of unimaginable challenges, the human spirit can soar. Rita Hayworth's name is synonymous with Hollywood's golden era, a time when cinema was not just an art, but a dreamscape where stars were born to captivate millions. Born Margarita Carmen Cansino on October 17, 1918, in Brooklyn, New York, her rise to fame was anything but typical. She would become a legend, not just for her unparalleled beauty, but for the strength and resilience that allowed her to transcend the trials of her early life. From the very beginning, Rita's destiny seemed to be tied to performance. Her father, Eduardo Cansino, a dancer of Romani descent, was the first to push her into the world of dance. Rita's mother, Volga Hayworth, an American of Irish and English descent, saw the actress in her daughter even before Hollywood did. Together, they sculpted the foundation of Rita's career, one shaped by hard work, discipline, and the pressure of expectations. But the story of Rita Hayworth is not just about the triumph of fame. It is one of hardship, sacrifice, and the painful reality of living up to other people's dreams. Rita's entry into Hollywood wasn't marked by an overnight success. She faced rejection and had to work tirelessly to hone her craft. It wasn't until she signed with Columbia Pictures in 1935 that the world began to take notice. But Rita's beauty, often described as the perfect blend of innocence and allure, was her true ticket to fame. Her radiant charm quickly became a signature trait, but the public only saw a polished star. Behind the glitz and glamour, Rita's childhood had already shaped her into someone who understood both the highs and the lows of life. In the early years of her career, Rita often found herself torn between the pressures of her family's expectations and her own personal desires. Her father pushed her relentlessly, even exploiting her youthful beauty for financial gain. Despite her reservations, Rita became a part of the family's act, the dancing casinos, performing in clubs where she wasn't allowed to be a child. This was the start of her journey into the world of stardom, but it would be a path filled with personal sacrifices. Rita's beauty and charm became legendary, but it was her inner strength, forged through hardship, that truly made her a lasting icon. As we delve deeper into her life, we will uncover the layers of her story, one that reveals not just the dazzling star, but the woman who endured so much in silence, all for the love of her craft. Rita Hayworth's childhood was a far cry from the carefree years most children experience. Born Margarita Carmen Cansino in Brooklyn, New York, her life was destined for the stage from the very beginning. Her parents, both immersed in the world of dance and performance, had grand visions for her future, visions that would soon shape every aspect of her life. Her father, Eduardo Cansino, a dancer of Romani descent, saw in his daughter the continuation of a family legacy. He pushed Rita relentlessly, molding her into a dancer to carry on the family tradition. From the moment she could walk, Rita was subjected to intense training, learning not just the art of dance, but the demands of the stage. Eduardo's ambitions were clear. He envisioned Rita as a performer who could rise to the heights he had never achieved. This drive, however, came at a heavy price. Rita's mother, Volga Hayworth, also had her own dreams for Rita. An American of Irish and English descent, Volga saw a different future for her daughter, one that involved acting, beauty, and fame on the silver screen. While she may have had a more glamorous vision for Rita's life, It was no less demanding. Rita was caught between two worlds, her father's unyielding desire for her to be a dancer and her mother's vision of her as an actress. By the age of 7, Rita had already begun her studies in acting and dance, but the demands placed on her were far beyond the ordinary. Her childhood was marked by long hours of practice, rehearsals, and performances that left little room for play. There were no moments of carefreeness, no time for friends or youthful enjoyment, only the pursuit of perfection. Rita was groomed not for the joy of performance, but to fulfill her parents' dreams. Her early performances with the family act, the dancing casinos, took place in dark, smoky clubs where Rita was forced to grow up quickly. It was here, amidst the blinding stage lights and the pressures of adult expectations, that she learned poise, discipline, and grace, qualities that would define her career. But these early experiences, while they honed her talents, also took a toll on her emotional well-being. Beneath the surface of a successful family act was a young girl who was slowly losing her sense of self. Her father's overbearing nature, coupled with the lack of emotional support from her parents, led Rita to a world where validation came from applause, not love. The spotlight may have been her destiny, but it wasn't always the warm, welcoming place that many imagined it to be. As Rita grew older, the pressures of fame and family would soon prove to be a difficult burden to carry, one that would shape the rest of her life. Rita Hayworth's journey to stardom was not just marked by her captivating beauty, but by an undeniable combination of talent, grace, and charisma. Her looks, striking and sensuous, quickly made her one of the most iconic actresses of her time. With her fiery red hair, enchanting smile, and those mesmerizing eyes, Rita embodied the ideal of glamour. Yet, it was her acting talent that set her apart in Hollywood's competitive world. She wasn't just a pretty face. She was a force of nature, a captivating screen presence that held audiences in rapt attention. Rita's breakthrough came with Gilda, 1946, the film that would immortalize her as the ultimate femme fatale. In this role, she played the enigmatic and seductive Gilda, a woman whose allure was matched only by her dangerous, unpredictable nature. It was here that Rita's combination of innocence and sensuality made her a household name. She became the embodiment of the glamorous Hollywood siren, a symbol of beauty and power in a turbulent world. Her performance in Gilda would earn her the title of the Love Goddess and solidify her place as one of the most sought-after actresses in the industry. But while Rita captivated audiences on screen, her personal life told a very different story. Behind the radiant beauty and the glowing screen presence, Rita was a woman battling with her own insecurities. The pressures of fame, combined with the emotional toll of her childhood, left a mark on her that not even her dazzling performances could mask. Her journey to stardom was not just about gaining the adoration of millions. It was about escaping the shadows of her past and the harsh realities of her personal life. Despite her undeniable success, Rita's private life was filled with turmoil. She had been molded into a star by her family's relentless drive, but her personal happiness often eluded her. The trauma of her early years, coupled with the demands of her career, made it difficult for Rita to maintain the joy and balance that others saw in her public persona. While her performances were lauded, Rita's own sense of self was often overshadowed by the image that Hollywood had created for her. As Rita rose to fame, she continued to navigate the delicate balance between the public's expectations and her own personal struggles. Though the world saw her as the epitome of glamour and allure, the real woman behind the screen was one who yearned for peace, love, and the chance to simply be herself. Rita Hayworth's public persona was that of the glamorous, enchanting movie star. However, behind the radiant smile and captivating performances, her life was far more complicated and filled with emotional scars. The public never saw the struggles she faced behind closed doors, particularly the deep-seated trauma stemming from her childhood. Her father, Eduardo Cansino, played a central role in shaping her path to stardom, but his influence came at a great personal cost. Eduardo's relentless ambition for his daughter pushed Rita into a grueling life of performance and public scrutiny. From a young age, she was subjected to the pressures of show business, forced to work in nightclubs and stage performances. It was not just the hours and the physical demands of her career that wore on her, but the emotional toll of being treated less as a daughter and more as a vehicle for his success. Eduardo's harsh, often cruel methods of discipline, including public humiliation for any mistakes, eroded her sense of self-worth. Rita's biographer, Barbara Leeming, sheds light on the darker side of her relationship with her father. In private conversations, Rita revealed the depths of the pain she experienced while touring as part of the Dancing Casinos, a performance act she was forced into. She confided in her second husband, Orson Welles, that her father had sexually abused her during this time. This revelation casts a shadow over the image of Rita as the ultimate screen goddess, exposing the vulnerability and suffering that she endured in silence. Despite achieving incredible success, Rita's childhood left her emotionally scarred. The trauma she experienced at the hands of her father profoundly shaped her relationships and sense of self. The weight of these memories, combined with the constant pressures of Hollywood fame, meant that Rita's private life was often in conflict with her public persona. While the world adored the glamorous starlet on screen, the real Rita struggled to reconcile her past with the image she had been forced to uphold. In many ways, Rita Hayworth's greatest role was not on the silver screen, but in her attempts to navigate the painful legacy of her childhood. Behind the elegance and allure, there was a woman trying to heal from a past that had been shaped by manipulation, abuse, and an industry that often demanded too much. Rita Hayworth's beauty was more than just a gift. It was a carefully curated transformation that symbolized the height of Hollywood glamour. While her striking looks made her an icon, the effort and discipline behind her appearance were equally impressive. Rita understood that her image was not only a reflection of her physical features, but also a product of the hard work she put into maintaining it. Her stunning figure and flawless style became trademarks of her star power, yet her beauty was not purely natural. It was shaped by her dedication. In 1949, Rita's lips were named the most beautiful in the world by the Artist League of America, a testament to the influence of her image. She worked closely with makeup pioneer Max Factor, promoting his brand's lipsticks and panstick makeup. The partnership with Factor was not just about product endorsements. It was about shaping the ideal image of Hollywood beauty. Rita's impeccable style wasn't just about the right products. It was about her innate sense of grace and the way she carried herself. She embodied the kind of elegance that made her stand out, both on and off the screen. One of Rita's most memorable physical traits was her hair, which became a hallmark of her allure. With its long, flowing waves, her hair became synonymous with classic Hollywood beauty. But this was no accident. Rita had a beauty secret for her luscious locks. She applied olive oil to her hair to keep it nourished and shining, a practice that helped maintain her signature look. This attention to detail went beyond cosmetics, reflecting her dedication to maintaining her image as the epitome of glamour. Behind the glitz and glitter of stardom, Rita also made conscious efforts to stay healthy and in top form. She was known for avoiding carbohydrates and following a strict diet, ensuring she remained in prime physical condition. She also practiced a dance-based exercise routine to stay fit, which helped her keep both her figure and stamina in peak shape. This level of discipline was a testament to the pressure she faced to maintain her image, even as the toll of fame wore on her personally. While Rita's beauty was admired by millions, it was her strength, forged through years of hardship and resilience, that truly made her a star. She was more than just a pretty face. Her story is one of overcoming adversity while embodying the glamour that defined an entire era of film and fashion. Rita Hayworth's legacy is not confined to the silver screen. Her influence transcends generations, continuing to resonate in modern pop culture, fashion, and beauty. Even decades after her passing in 1987, her impact remains profound. One of the most significant ways Rita's legacy endures is through the stars who have cited her as an inspiration. Beyoncé, for example, has spoken about the lasting influence Rita had on her career, a testament to the way Rita's beauty, elegance, and charisma continue to shape the entertainment industry. Rita's name is still synonymous with glamour and grace, with her iconic image lingering in the collective cultural consciousness. However, Rita's true legacy lies not in her appearances or performances, but in the strength she exhibited throughout her tumultuous life. She faced unimaginable hardships, from a childhood marked by exploitation to the pressures of stardom that took a toll on her personal well-being. Despite these struggles, she remained a beloved figure, adored not just for her beauty, but for her perseverance in the face of adversity. The public saw Rita as a woman of remarkable strength, whose vulnerability only added depth to the mystique that surrounded her. Audiences were drawn to her not just as a glamorous star, but as someone who, despite her struggles, continued to shine brightly on the world stage. Her legacy goes beyond the realm of film. It is deeply woven into the fabric of fashion and beauty standards that continue to inspire today's icons. The timeless elegance that Rita embodied, the classic red lips, soft waves, and impeccable style, has left an indelible mark on how beauty is perceived. Her influence is reflected in everything from contemporary beauty trends to fashion design, where her iconic looks still serve as a reference point for modern-day designers and stylists. Even in the ever-changing landscape of pop culture, Rita remains a symbol of grace, resilience, and timeless beauty. She is more than just a figure from Hollywood's golden age. Rita Hayworth is an enduring symbol of the strength and grace that can emerge from hardship. Her legacy will never fade. It continues to inspire new generations, not just as an icon of beauty, but as a reminder of the power of inner strength, resilience, and the ability to rise above life's greatest challenges. Rita Hayworth's life was defined by achievement, glamour, and worldwide fame, but there was one thing she never had: a true childhood. From the moment she was born, she was swept into a world of adult expectations and responsibilities, deprived of the innocence and carefree nature that should define childhood. Her father, Eduardo, played a central role in this early loss, pushing her into the world of performance long before she was ready to handle the weight of such pressure. His ambitions for her career took precedence over her needs as a child, and Rita was forced to navigate a harsh adult world while still a young girl. With her mother's own dreams for her success intertwined with her father's, Rita's early years were filled with constant rehearsals, performances, and the pursuit of perfection. Her childhood was essentially spent performing in nightclubs and under her father's rigid expectations, where she was often treated as more of a tool for his ambitions than as his daughter. There was little room for the freedom and joy that other children experienced. This formative time, filled with pressure and emotional strain, left Rita with a sense of lost youth, a childhood that she would never be able to reclaim. It wasn't until later in life that Rita began to reflect on the childhood she had lost. By then, she had already become a global star, but her own personal experiences had shaped her into someone deeply aware of the price she had paid for fame. In her later years, Rita found solace and comfort with her own children, something she had longed for during her own youth. These moments of peace allowed her to heal some of the emotional wounds from her early years, yet the scars remained, reminders of the sacrifices she made for her career and the personal toll that fame had taken. Rita's story is not just one of resilience and perseverance, but also of sacrifice. The sacrifices she made, particularly in her youth, helped forge the legend she became. Yet, these same sacrifices, whether for her career or her family, left an indelible mark on her soul. Rita Hayworth's legacy is not just about the stardom she achieved, but about the cost of that fame, the price of a childhood never fully lived. Rita Hayworth's story is a poignant blend of triumph, tragedy, and resilience, a narrative that showcases the complexities of a woman who became an icon despite the odds stacked against her. From an early age, Rita was thrust into the spotlight, not for the glamour of stardom, but because of the relentless pressure from her family, especially her father, to pursue a career in entertainment. His ambition for her to succeed in show business often overshadowed her own dreams, making her childhood a series of performances rather than moments of innocence and joy. Despite the emotional and psychological toll, Rita's beauty, grace, and undeniable talent slowly paved the way for her rise in Hollywood. At Columbia Pictures, where she signed a contract in 1935, her transformation from a talented dancer into a celebrated actress was gradual yet spectacular. Known for her striking beauty and captivating presence, Rita quickly became the darling of Hollywood, starring in iconic films like Gilda, 1946, where she created a role that would forever define her legacy. But behind the dazzling performances was a woman who endured a great deal, both personally and professionally. Her struggles were far from over once she achieved fame. Rita's personal life was marred by heartbreak, betrayal, and public scrutiny, yet she faced it all with a quiet resilience. Her relationships, particularly with men like Orson Welles and others, were marred by misunderstandings and emotional turmoil. Yet, despite the painful aspects of her life, Rita maintained a stoic elegance that captivated the world. She became a symbol of strength, someone who, despite her personal demons, was able to shine brightly on the silver screen. What makes Rita Hayworth's legacy truly remarkable is how, even in the face of immense hardship, she continued to inspire millions. Her ability to rise above the trials of her personal life is a testament to her inner strength. Rita's story is not just that of an actress, it's the story of a woman who transcended the challenges of her time and became a beacon of resilience. Her influence continues to be felt today as modern-day stars cite her as an inspiration, reminding us that even in the darkest moments, one can find the strength to shine and make a lasting impact. Rita Hayworth's journey is a celebration of the human spirit, an enduring reminder that greatness is often born from struggle. Through her films, her presence, and her enduring legacy, she continues to inspire those who face adversity and challenges, showing that no matter how difficult life may seem, there is always a way to rise above it. Rita Hayworth's journey is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a powerful reminder that strength and grace can emerge even from the darkest of times. Her legacy continues to inspire millions, from aspiring actors to those facing their own personal battles. If Rita's story has sparked something within you, let it serve as a beacon of hope. Reflect on your own journey, draw strength from the challenges you've faced, and keep pushing forward, just as Rita did. Join us in celebrating the remarkable woman who defied all odds and became an eternal symbol of perseverance and beauty. Share her story with others, and let it remind everyone that no matter the struggle, greatness is often born from overcoming it.